Hey guys, I've got a tip for you here today. Actually, 3 tips. This is how I want you to consider making progress, not perfection. So I think in today's world, there's a lot of pressure on us to achieve some kind of perfection with our diet, as though we're supposed to achieve some perfection level with our body. And to me, what is a perfect body is one that is healthy, vibrant, feels well, functions optimally, great digestion, clear thoughts, easeful sleep, easeful elimination, and great energy and vitality. So to me, that's a great definition of health, when everything is working in a really nice way. So notice I didn't say anything that had to do with your body weight or your body size or whether you have 6-pack abs that we can see or any of that, because none of that defines you. So I want to encourage you to keep going in whatever direction you're going with moving your health and wellness forward. And so considering that, think of maybe these 3 top tips that I have for ways that you can add health every single day, rather than thinking of what do I need to stop doing or what do I need to take away from what I'm doing in my current life or from my diet. That really just leaves a lot of people, in conversations I've had, leaves a lot of people feeling like it's just about deprivation and starvation and all kinds of ideas like that get set in our minds. So here's my 3 top tips. You ready? Okay, so jot these down. Number 1 tip is increase or add 1 extra serving of vegetables into your day. So if you are adding 1 more serving of veggies throughout your day, wherever that is for you, if it's at breakfast time in your smoothie or alongside your eggs in your breakfast meal, or if it's at lunch or supper, whenever you're adding it, just add 1 more serving of veggies. And you probably know, if you've heard me say anything before, I'm a big fan of greens. So maybe look at how could you add in some Swiss chard, some collard greens, some spinach, some kale, even things like some asparagus, broccoli. How can you add green into your daily diet? Add 1 serving of veggies, and awesome if you can add in greens to be that serving from time to time, okay? So that's number 1. Each day, add 1 serving of veggies. Number 2 is looking at how can you increase your protein. And by increasing your protein, I don't necessarily mean add like 60 more grams of protein to your diet. What I'm talking about is how can you leave yourself feeling more satisfied, having a more balanced approach to your meals, and have less cravings because maybe your nutrition content is a little more up to par. So what you could do for your strategy is look at, are you kind of ramming all your protein into 1 big meal? So whether that's a mega dose in a shake, like a 60 grammer, which is wild, or maybe you're someone who increases your protein to the biggest meal of your day, which is probably supper for most of you. So if that's the case, look at how could you maybe pepper or scatter your protein intake throughout the day, so that if you're one of those common folks who would have, say, a salad at lunchtime, maybe instead of just having a plain salad, make sure that you've got a good solid serving of protein with your salad. So maybe that's boiled eggs or chicken or some beans or chickpeas or tofu. How could you add in protein throughout your day in your meals to ensure that you're keeping protein along with your other components of your meals, like your carbs and fats throughout the day? So having good, healthy ratios. So a little tip on increasing protein during your snack time. What I love, one of my favorite snacks, is actually to take a green apple, cut it into slices, and dip it in almond butter. It's super delicious, and I get a great serving of not only fruits, but I get a serving of protein with the almond butter, and it gives me a healthy dose of fat with the almond butter as well. So it's a really satisfying snack, and I feel awesome every time I have it. So number 3 will be to look at your water intake and maybe add a glass. Okay, so notice I'm not saying add a liter or add 5 liters or a gallon or whatever. Just look at, can I add 1 glass of water a day? And does that extra hydration allow me to feel more like I am less hungry, less cravings, maybe even things like less bloating? A lot of people notice less bloating when they increase their fluid intake, especially if you're someone who drinks a lot of coffee. Not going to say don't drink your coffee. I'm not going to take things away. But if you added water to rehydrate the body, since coffee can be a little dehydrating, what do you notice? Okay, so adding in little bits as you go, looking for aiming to get progress, not perfection. So we're less likely to feel like we're failing or we haven't done a good job just by adding little bits in throughout our day rather than feeling like we always have to be taking away or depriving ourselves. So those are my 3 top tips. Hope you find them useful. And if you do, feel free to comment or send me a message. If you like info like this and you want to hear more of it, or you're curious about how I incorporate this into my life and into my business, because I am the health boss. So if you're curious about this, check out the link in my profile. And you can look at going into options like my 30-day holistic living program, where I do information education like this on a daily basis with the group. Or you might be interested in my 10-week lifestyle transformation program that revolves around the wisdom of Ayurveda for the modern person. So if you're curious about either of those, check out the link in my bio, or definitely send me a message and we can connect and chat and see if one or both of those might be an awesome fit for you. So add in those 3 things. Add in water, add in protein, and add in a serving of veggies, and let us know how you feel. Have an awesome day.